thought Frank would have made the whole go live thing. Frank's in charge.
I'm not, because I'm not logged into Let's Drone Out, so I haven't set it up and I haven't clicked go. It's all down to you.
Oh, but what about the fun games and the amazing T-shirts we made? I can't mention. What we waiting for Jack to fix the complaint on the T-shirt.
We are live.
Out.
I know, but he's got to wake up, isn't he?
Don't know. No, I've been awake.
He wants to go out and clap again. That's what he wants to do.
Just ill. Not feeling 100%. I was clearing my deck.
Last time he got overexcited, he ended up with stains on his T-shirt. That's the problem, and they're there now.
And just use a bit of black tape.
Yeah, that doesn't draw attention to it. That's much better.
Yeah, I know. It is a pretty old shirt. It's got like bleach marks on it and everything.
Oh, bleach is it?
Oh yeah, I mean, fuck me. Like, I'm not one of the aliens out of fucking Alien. Right? Just that burn through stuff. Yeah.
Should we just not bother saying hello now? Should we just start it like this and just not bother?
No. Right. Hello and welcome to another episode of Let's Drone Out. Tonight, you are joined by everyone's favourite curry kitten.
Hello.
Have you got a disclaimer?
Yeah? Do you want me to do it now, or should I wait for Andy RC to introduce himself?
No, I'm about to. After we've done the disclaimer, we can introduce Andy RC.
Okay. Any views expressed by any guest on this show are personal. My phone's ringing, and now I've lost my track. May not reflect the views or hosts or any participant of the show. And I'm not picking on Andy because he's been very well behaved lately and is doing an awesome blowjob impression.
How would you know?
We're so professional.
Oh, yeah, you do protest a little bit too much there, Andy. But
we're also joined by Andy RC.
I do.
My little Tony.
Bonjour.
And of course, our Lord and Master and Saviour, Andrew / Frank. He's not the Messiah. He's just a.
Good evening.
Good evening.
That one's in there for the editor. It's just Frank. Tony, do you want to read some names out on the chat? Say hello to everyone.
Let me go back to the top then, and let's have a look. Spider was the first one in, I think. Hi, Spider. Lurgy's in the chat as well. Darmone one's in there. Hello. Magical Pencil's in. Aries, hello. He's in. Martian McFly. Space Invader FPV. Richard Warwick. Numbskull FPV. That's all I can see so far, but apparently there's 35 people, 36. Yeah,
there's a lot.
So hello everyone. What's up?
And if anybody know why Tony's appearing in slow motion today, because we don't, let him know and he can fix it. It's gone funny.
I don't know.
Tony hasn't got a cold. Tony was drinking last night.
Well, that's almost every night.
Are you? Is it becoming a little bit of a habit, Tony?
Oh, it's not good. I haven't tonight though. Well, I'll tell a lie. I've had a beer and a little bit of a wine. So,
you naughty boy!
I'm not going to drink till tomorrow night now. Oh, that's tomorrow.
Wow, makes a difference. How is everyone? Has anything happened? Has anyone managed to achieve anything?
No.
I made 2 videos yesterday. I haven't released them yet.
You made 2 videos?
Yes.
What on?
I've decided to do an OpenTX tutorial series because I could do that. But I did get a quad in, a Sector 132 from HGLRC, which is flyable in the garden, thank goodness.
Oh, yeah, I think Lee did that one recently, didn't he? Yeah. Yeah, I just said I've been just saying no to them because you don't know whether by the time it turns up you'll be able to do anything with it or not.
At the moment, my doing stuff too, because HGLC also sent GPS receivers and VTXs, And I was like, well, I'm going to have to invent a new type of video where I either do the range test at 6 feet, or I say, here's how I set it up. I'll be back in 6 months' time or whatever, when we'll be flying it properly. But until that time, this is what it looks like. It's what you can do, pretty much.
What happens if I go and come back? If I speak really fast, is it better?
No.
I'm going to leave and come back because I've done a speed test before.
No, it's your camera settings.
No, they're fine.
I'm
going to leave the studio and come back. Okay.
Okay.
I don't think that's going to fix it.
No.
We should ask the audience if any of those have been out flying. If none of us have, I think it's been 3 weeks for me, which is the long. It's very frustrating, but there's not a lot you can do about it.
Sorry, I was just going to say, when did you do that video you released today, Andy, which I haven't watched because apparently I've got one on the way, so I didn't want to know about it.
So just before they were to announce full, like, can't go outside unless such and such, whatever, we had one sunny day where I was like, right, this is probably the last day that we're gonna get. So I did 5 flights of products, which I never do because I always forget how they were. And then I thought that if I do just one video a week, that's 5 weeks. And that was the last one yesterday, but it was done a long time ago. So what I did was I wrote a load of notes down when I did the flight, because that's why I do a video, upload it, and then move on to the next one rather than do a load of flights, because I'm terrible at remembering, so I just wrote them all down. But I guess biggest issue for going out and doing flying is that the field that I fly on is busier than ever with people doing their 1 hour of exercise. So that's the challenge. I mean, technically I could go out and fly, but I'm trying not to if I don't need to. That's why I was going to put it to the audience. How many of them are getting a sneaky flight out there?
Read them out.
Well, I saw Lurgy put out a video a few days ago of him flying a wing
from his garden, wasn't it?
Yeah, in the field outside the back of his house by the looks of things. That was an interesting video. I remember that it had that YouTubers picked it up as Back in Black, but given the wrong artist. It's interesting.
Well, that's not difficult to do. It does that all the time. You can upload your own music and it picks it up as someone else's, and they get the money for it, such as YouTube is great for that.
Am I still slow-mo?
You are, Tone, yeah.
I'm going to go completely out. I'm turning my computer.
It's not that bad, Tone. I don't think that'll fix it. It looks like some sort of driver is updating or a driver has changed or something like that.
It's probably Windows has updated and screwed up a driver on your camera.
I think it has. It has done it. It has done an update. So, is my sound okay?
Yeah, the sound's great, and this is a fairly lo-fi show anyway, so I wouldn't worry too.
I'll just stay completely still then, like this, and then
we won't notice a difference, Tone. It's like a ventriloquist.
Someone stuff your hand up me. Frank, the other hand. That's better.
Definitely a Neverland's here, still allowed to go out.
That is going to be. You're going to cut that. What I just said, haven't you? I know you're going to do. That's going to be on my Trannis in the next few bloody weeks.
Editor, can you send that to me, please? Yeah. Thank you.
We're allowed to go out. It's just whether it's worth the hassle, because you've got people doing their exercise and stuff that would have normally have been at work or whatever, and
I've seen so many fat people trying to exercise. It's hilarious.
It's all kind of unnecessary, though, isn't it? I'm sort of going with the basis that if I don't have to go out, I mean, I'm not going to die if I don't get to fly anything. It's not like getting food or drugs, is it? So I'll stay at home, use my garden. Our road is like a thoroughfare for getting to the park. It's busier than ever because everybody's using it to walk through with their dogs and stuff. It's just a nightmare out there.
Yeah. That's my biggest worry is plus there's going to be people. I'm seeing families everywhere doing their exercise, and so it's not dog walkers anymore, and it's whether they are they're not used to seeing a quadcopter flying around this area because they're usually at work or at school or whatever. They're not locals like usually. So that's my biggest worry. But technically, I could go out and fly. It's just like, is it worth it?
I have really felt like standing in my garden and chucking a plane up because there's nothing going on. But bearing in mind my garden's about 20 foot square and is surrounded by houses, I think the landing would be interesting. It's like a one-time landing. It's just a nosedive straight back down.
Nosedive. And it's not always guaranteed you get your garden either, is it? So once it's in your neighbour's garden, that's it. You can't go around there. Contaminate. Oh no, we're not saying that word. Carry on.
Get them to chuck it over the fence, be fine.
So our fence is down. As long as I hit one of the two gardens, mine, I'll be all right.
Yeah.
The fence is still down because no one's coming to fix that from the storms we had when we were allowed to fly. And of course, that flipped around to gorgeous weather when we can't fly. And as soon as we get out of this, I'm sure the bad weather will return.
I see the Amazon boss geezers made 24 billion in the last 3 weeks. It's all right, isn't it? Someone's doing well.
It does all right anyway, I hear, Tone. I think
apparently
$8.7 million an hour. It's not bad going.
No, it's not too bad, is it? 24 billion in 3 weeks. What could you do with that? Oh, yeah. I don't know. Keep it.
I vaguely remember some statistics, something like he's made $10 for every year that the universe has been in existence, or something stupid like that.
Is that God's point of view or the Big Bang?
From the length of time that the universe has been in existence according to the real world.
Okay.
It's like
It's Frank we're talking about.
Just want to clear that up.
Mr. Fruity Cake says $11,000 a second. That's not bad, is it?
How much money if he was to divide his money out equally to everyone on Earth, how much would they get? It was like, what is it, 11 billion people?
We did. I think we said $16, didn't we, or 16 quid?
Have we really got 152 people watching? Have we got bots on here or something? Or is everyone literally bored out of their heads and thought, I'm going to watch this?
I posted
173?
That is not right, is it?
We've never had that. We've never had 173 live viewers.
We've got the fucking sex bots on, haven't we?
Didn't we celebrate when it got to 100 once?
Yeah, I took my top off.
184 now.
Someone's got the bots in.
Something's gone wrong.
No,
Something's gone wrong. It's like when it was really windy and everybody started watching Big Jet TV, and they've accidentally come over to this channel because it's like the breakthrough happening mistakenly.
When it gets to 213, Jack, you've got to get your boobs out if it gets to 200. You've gone over. That's ridiculous.
Something's going on here.
Someone's paid for viewers. Something's happened.
Good evening, everyone who's joining us now who isn't usually here on a Thursday evening.
242. What's happened?
Why don't you comment in the chat and let us know what you'd usually be doing between 8 and 9 on a Thursday evening?
What you were expecting to see when you came here and why you came here, because we're confused. We're not talking about anything.
Thanks for joining us. Anyway, if it hits 300, Jack, you've got to literally light 2 of them and do the old firework nipple thing.
262. If you're a bot, just shout out your favourite binary number.
What the hell is
real
going
person,
on?
let us know what's happening.
Oh, dear.
Perhaps, Jack, it's a good idea to post that we're going to go live. In a video.
We've never done it before.
Maybe there's something in that.
You're going to hit 300, Jack. You've got to light 2 and do your nipple special.
I think at this point we should all start.
I've only got one left.
We are and what we are.
If it makes it to 3, I'm putting this in between my butt cheeks.
I knew Fruity Cakes was a bot.
Well, it definitely goes back down there.
293. Get those butt cheeks down.
There's something wrong with that. There can't be 300 people here.
303, yeah.
No,
well,
I've
anyway,
got 293.
Start being entertaining. No, 303 it says for me.
It says 293.
let's
Three-
not keep reading numbers.
310. Right, Jack, light 'em up,
Jack,
dude.
we didn't ask for it. You suggested, so come on, light up your butt crack.
No. I will cause injury.
So, Curry, how's the simulator going?
Slowly. I've actually been trying to do some content
Hello, Clever
this
FPV.
week. So apart from playing with an intro, which I must have shown all you guys it about 6 million times now, of a quad smashing through a wall, I haven't done anything. Although my pal that's doing some of the modelling for me did send me some bits in order to make up buildings. So I can do some part-built buildings where the side of the building can be open, you can go in and you can go through like floors and stuff. That'd be cool. 350, it's actually increasing.
What?
So, can you remind these 350 people where they can download an early copy of your free to download and use simulator?
Yes, you can. It's on GitHub, especially for you bots. Let's hope you follow links. I'm going to post it in there because it's like, github.com/currykitten/currykitten.
Well, this is mental.
Can't be real.
I think you should start talking about the stuff that you were talking before we went live now. That would really be entertaining.
Just quickly, so this is a free simulator that
Absolutely
works
free.
on pretty much anything, because it works on my crappy little 13-inch laptop that doesn't have a discrete GPU.
Yes,
so...
the idea behind the sim is you don't have to have a gaming PC. It should run on quite low-end systems, and it runs on Windows 32 and 64, Linux 32 and 64, and Mac. If you've got any one of those computers in your house, you can run it. And you can connect up
on a ton
anything
of radios
to it, all the radios, all the joysticks. Just shove them in there and it'll be good.
Can I line of sight fly on it?
Yes, you can, Tony.
I'm going to have to download it then, aren't I?
I'm afraid the simulator has reduced our viewership. we're down to 342.
What were we talking about to make it go mental?
We were talking about Jack's bottom.
I don't think you can chase goats in the Sim Zero, but there are some other things you can chase, right?
You can chase cars that drive around and skid around and jump over things, and you can chase a plane that flies all over the place.
Cool.
It's fun to do. Have you tried it? Frank, are you up to the current release?
I'm not up to the current release.
You've been a bit busy. You are excused.
A little bit busy.
Bye, green patches.
60-hour days.
He's on his break.
But I should have some more time soon, so I'm looking forward to flying and chasing the plane.
Good stuff.
Hi, Lewis. Hi, Mikey Dread.
What guys are... Why are people leaving? Fair enough.
Because we started talking about my simulator. Quick, start talking about something else.
Lights and fireworks, it seems.
Tony, come out with some outrageous conspiracy theory. That'll keep them here.
Yeah. Tony, what were you talking about people on Instagram before we went live?
So we're going to do a AMA with Tony on Friday on Discord.
That's tomorrow, right? What am I doing? What have I got to do? Well, I might not be sober. Does that matter?
Lewis Stephen, he might. Yeah, fine.
Probably best.
5G. Yeah. So we're gonna do that. So I'll send you a code. You sign on, and the bots have realised this channel is really liking and running away. Yes, be gone with you, dirty bots.
I don't care. We were riding a high there for a minute, weren't we? That was good.
It's not. It can't be real because this. No one watches this.
Nothing's real. Just ask Tony.
The number of likes shot up. The number of likes shot up to like 25. So I don't know. Maybe it was bots, though. You never know, do you?
Maybe it's that bot Tom that Bruce keeps going on about.
Oh, what's that about? Who's bot Tom?
Oh, he just noticed he keeps getting these things like this bot called Tom, which keeps saying, "Great video, keep more coming." But the weird thing about Tom has no content on his channel, but he's got like 400,000 subscribers, and the idea was, could this be a stolen account which they got rid of all the content and they're thinking about selling it on to somewhere? was the
There must have been a
conspiracy theory there.
phrase that one of us said to draw in 300 and whatever people it was. What was the top score? Did anyone see what it went up to? I saw over 300.
There went
We can
about
look at the analytics at the end.
about 360.
Andy was mining a blowjob thing. Maybe that did it. One of the special bots could see that and it's like, we got action here. Or the Pornhub has jumped over.
Yeah. But
I
maybe
can't
it was.
tell if I can't tell if that Lewis guy is a bot. Lol, I get them now and again.
Huh? Lewis Stephen? No, I think he's
No, it's
a
true.
real person.
I get them all the time. They usually say something like, great video, like and subscribe to my channel or something like that. And then you go and check, and then there's no videos. And similar, I had a similar sort of thing. Yeah, I don't know what it is.
If you're real, Lewis, says.
Tell us what your mum's name is.
And spell
And your
Name of your
first pet.
yeah.
Your postcode, Frank.
The first 3 digits of your password, followed by the last 3, and then Debbie. He's giving it to us.
Give Frank give Frank a photo of the view outside your window.
That's it.
I don't need any of these. I've got it already.
Do you want to be
YouTube friends? That's popped up time and again. I was like, this is creepy.
Yeah. Drone Racer.
It's even more creepy when Tony says it.
Drone Racer, for a minute there, we were riding Big Clive numbers. I mean, Big Clive numbers when he first switches on.
Still at 156.
Yeah.
So some of the bots have stayed around. They're just checking up on you.
And I was so glad when Tom left a comment under my latest video. What, Tom Smith?
No, bot Tom.
The bot Tom.
Keep up. Pay attention.
Have you not been listening?
No, sorry.
He's watching something else on Twitch. That's what's normally happening.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. Don't make me use my honk button.
So, who's got any plans for building anything?
I'm clearing my bench. That's as exciting as it's got.
I got a picture sent to me of something happening with your bench, Jack, the other day. I literally fell over.
I was very worried for your health, Jack.
What the?
Oh, he was speaking to me live from under his desk on the basis that if it fell on him, I would still be on the line and I could call the police. Although that would only be like a 50-50, I would do it, and I'd laugh a lot, I think.
Well, I got a photo from Jack of the space where his desk usually is being hoovered.
No.
So I was like, instantly forward that to Tony and be like, Tony, you got to, get ready to go down there because he's obviously not well.
No.
How come I was the one that got the picture of his arse?
Well, horses for courses, right?
You obviously got the bot.
Because I know you won't use it as a weapon against me. Tony would probably use it to start an OnlyFans in my name.
And I unsubscribe for more bottom-related photos from Jack.
I've got quite a lot of pictures of you, Jack.
Yeah.
So,
evidence. He usually says evidence, not pictures.
Yeah, I know.
The bots are back.
So
going back up.
I've heard that you guys were talking about some new T-shirt designs. Are you going to talk about that today?
Frank, out of all of them, I can't show any of them because I showed them to Andy RC and he's like, you can't show that.
I didn't say that. I said I wouldn't show that. I didn't say
on the Bank Holiday Monday, I did a little test demo doing a stream of a game, a Jackbox games, which is like they're a developer that do all sorts of kind of party interactive games between one big screen and then all your phones around.
This is my favourite.
Oh dear, I'm not sure we're allowed to
Is
share
it
all of
the
these.
is it the Jack one? That's probably the only one you can show. The Jack
Could-
one.
The Big Tony Boner.
No, don't show that one.
I can't show that one.
No. Show the Jack one. I
I
reckon
don't
it's
know.
the
There's a
Jack.
lot worse. Well, the problem is that I mean, if you've listened to the show at all, some of those 300 of you, you'll
I
know
Googled
that
Chrome
Jack
Crash.
enjoys offending people, and I had on playing this game with me both Jack and our editor, who's my brother, and they ended up in a kind of game of chicken of trying to out offend each other, and it went
Sorry, I'll be
very
back.
dark very quickly, and
That's what
cannot be
that's what the t-shirts
published.
were. The t-shirts were trying to offend each other.
Well, he may have only sent you the early ones, I imagine. It got very bad.
No,
It's not really working, Jack.
I seen some towers. Does that
Yeah,
put things into
yeah,
the-
that kind of precipitated the whole event. But yeah, it's not good. So I'm not going to be doing that one live again. But maybe come up with some other ideas.
What's this Zoom program everybody's using to communicate, and it's like it's got a problem or something like that? I don't know much about it. It's like a conferencing thing that people are using to do stuff like this. Like, oh, we've lost Jack completely. What is it? I've never heard of Zoom. What is it? Is it a mic?
Did we
It's just
talk about
another-
Zoom when Hangouts went away, but there were worries about the security
Yeah, I
over
think the
Zoom
security
even
is not very
back
good.
then.
Yeah, it was because, well, just as Hangouts went dead and we were having to come up with a new system to do all this, we looked at Zoom, and just at that point there was a big exploit on Mac with Zoom, I believe.
Oh,
And so we decided we're not going to use Zoom. That doesn't seem like a good idea. And so we ended up using Jitsi, and now we're using StreamYard. But StreamYard is pretty specific to people that are doing streaming, so I wouldn't recommend it for people just generally doing conference calls because it's more faff than it's worth.
Oh, that's what they're using it for, conference calls.
Yeah, but
Cabinet
Jitsi is really
meetings.
good. I would always pick Jitsi over Zoom personally, but that's just me.
Security was compromised for the app. Yeah, I think that's happening a lot, isn't it?
Even when it's not being compromised, Boris Johnson decides to take a photo, tweet about it, and then display everyone's usernames and the room address so that everyone can just gate crash the cabinet meeting.
Did that really
Does it not
happen?
require a password anyway? Anyway, it doesnn't matter. We're getting dangerously close to current affairs, and that's not.
See, I
what this
haven't watched
program
any
is about.
news for like a week, so I didn't know that.
See,
Nothing.
that's the way to live.
Oh yeah,
You
I
can't
don't
turn the
either.
news on because it's all the same news currently. Just ignore it.
I
Get your head
even
in
got
the
Quickly
sand.
moving the topic away.
As
going
we
to the black
hemorrhage
hole.
viewers.
So who is building something?
Well,
That was the
I was
question,
going to
wasn't
say, so not only is Jack being tidying his desk, but I tidied my desk over the bank holiday weekend doing some spring
He's got
cleaning.
an underneath desk.
I have an
now.
underneath the desk. Notice how close I am to my microphone and my camera.
Wow, what happened?
I know, right?
Like
It
a
was
whole
a
all around
bank
it.
holiday weekend, so I did some spring cleaning, and I now have a desk again. And not only do I have a desk, I have a number of boxes where I've actually sorted out the parts for different projects. So when I have some time off work, I will be actually building some things.
What are you going to be
exciting.
building then, Andy?
So up here I have a power supply for my camera, so that when we eventually can go to places like Milton Keynes Makerspace or to an event, MA.
It just seems like a distant memory now going
I
out.
know.
That was January. That was this
I
year.
know.
Somehow.
That was only
Wow.
a few months ago that we were all together in MK Makerspace. But yeah, when we can next actually go back there and see each other, then I can set up my fancy camera to do some streaming and not have to worry about it running out of battery 5 minutes into a stream, which would be nice. I've also got a tiny little gimbal that I've been working on for, I think, probably literally years now. That's been kind of I've been doing 5 minutes of every month and the other month.
What camera?
That's not the point. It's a tiny little, HS 1177 type kind of little.
So when you
camera.
say gimbal, you don't mean like to smooth out footage. You mean for head tracking purpose.
Yeah, pan tilt kind of thing,
Yeah.
rather
Yeah.
than
Got you.
yeah.
Oh, we've gone
stabilizing.
down to our normal levels of.
There we go.
Oh, yes, we're back to
Success.
normal.
No, we haven't.
They
It says
found us out.
69. Normal level's about 10, isn't it?
It's always in the 60s.
I've also got a box of some thrust vectoring stuff that I want to do.
Make a rocket.
Basically, yeah.
Cool.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, but I'm going to use yeah. When I get closer, I'll talk a bit more about it, but it might be a while. But yeah, I will have some projects to do when I have some time.
Jibber Jabber, he says that he's got a what's the name of that model? Tyro 69. I've got one of those, but I never ended up building it. Did you build that one, Wayne? It's like, was it a little toothpick thing?
Yeah, it's here actually. I was helping somebody out. One of my patrons wanted to know because it's got a bit of a weird sort of all-in-one VTX and camera, and he wasn't sure about the wiring. But it was quite good actually. I swapped out the props for these little Avan 2-inch ones, and then it flew quite nicely, quite smoothly. But the camera was a weak point, so I've actually got a camera and VTX to swap that out with, which I haven't got round to. I've got a whole bunch of projects. I'm kind of split between sorting out stuff I had going on, the odd review piece like this and bits and pieces, and like programming time, because I can't put in like 1 hour here and there on the coding, because you end up being like, what was I doing last time? And then you run out of time again. I need to spend several days on that. So it's like I'm sort of flitting around sometimes to between thing and whatever. And then other times I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to get on and build some stuff. So yeah, the last couple of days I've been trying to create some actual video content. And then I might go back to some programming over the next couple of days and then go back to other stuff again. I'm just flitting around.
Every YouTuber's doing like a stay-at-home build, and I'm just like, I want to do something different than that, because I've done so many
stay-at-home builds all year, haven't we? That's nothing different there.
I've done so many builds as well, and once you've got the formula down, nothing changes, So I think, how many builds do you need to do? I think the only thing that you could do, like benefiting people showing you your build, is like maybe doing it for the cheapest but the most decent components, maybe, I thought. But then people are doing that anyway, because a lot of people will just throw money at a quad, sometimes unnecessarily, I think. So I think for about 150 quid you can get a nice 5-inch a 6S model built, and I rather than going something that going for crazy money. So I thought about doing. I've always got the components for that, but the problem is it's all very well doing a stay-at-home build, but then you can only really hover it in the garden. You can't do the tuning part and stuff, or you can, but it's risky to do. So yeah, I don't know.
Do a live drone FPV quiz. We could do.
That is a good idea. I might look into that one.
Well, I'm not sure it's a good idea for us, because we came last the last time. And
when the quiz had questions about LDO, we failed.
Quiz about us, and we came last. That's how.
Typical LDO. I don't know whether I've mentioned this, but I have the parts to make is it called a electronics suite? It's the Chinese DIY make your own clock.
Oh God, you're not making another clock, are you?
Yeah, well, I thought so.
What happened last time you did that? It failed. It never told the time.
No, I just put the chip in backwards.
Mr. Shady, has anyone tried the Diatone Mamba F405 30mm stack? Yes, I did a build video on it. It's called the 100 pound GBP, as in pound sterling, 100 pound freestyle drone, and it got that stack in it because it's just, I think it's about 35 quid for ESC an F4 flight controller. I think it's like the cheapest, one of the cheapest stacks, and it's now got, I believe that it's in a V2, and I think it's got a built-in regulator for the VTX, which the first one didn't. So yeah, it's a good one, that, I think, the Mamba stack. I've run into issues with it, he says, Lewis says. Yeah, I got 2 of them and did a build from it, and it's one of my main rigs, actually, the £100 build. But I wanted to do a budget 6S version, because no one's really done. It's quite difficult to do budget 6S, but you can sort of do it. So that was sort of one of my plans. So maybe I'll do that, perhaps. Don't know.
I wish you'd
One thing I'd like to get some thoughts on. Now that it looks like I might have a bit more time to do some organising, I'm wondering whether we should, or whether anyone's got any ideas for how we can kind of honour the mini air show virtually.
We could all get pissed.
Light a campfire.
Get light fireworks on the drones and fly them around the room. There's my ideas.
Buy a lot of that weed incense stuff to get the atmosphere smelling the same.
Oh no! Don't say stuff like that.
Pitch a tent in your garden.
That was a joke, by the way.
Take a cannabis sweets and have a raging hard on.
I don't know what you lot do around the back of the marquee, but
we're just joking. None of that ever happened.
Someone was pitching a tent without any poles. Well, one pole. Organic. Cut that editor.
Curry, how much work is it to get the multiplayer going?
About 3 years worth.
Yeah.
It was going to be my next thing after I finished with the intro and put it into beta. But to get it in beta, I wanted to do the switches as well, and then I thought about redoing the race courses into something. So
he's got to have a meeting with himself.
Yeah,
and then sprint reviews as well.
And there was also the likely thinking about putting it on Steam after I did that bit as well, which would take an extra bit of hassle.
There's a lot of feature creep going on here. That's all I'm.
Yeah, it's always been there. It's been in the issues thing. The issues, like number 1 was like make multiplayer, make quad ball et al. And that's quite a big feature. To be fair, there's quite a lot to that. Yeah, that would be cool to do, though. That's kind of the next thing I wanted to do, because I thought it'd be a laugh, chasing around real people and going for brilliant journeys. And Andy can show us again how to do the inverted yaw spin. It still makes me smile when I think back to that. I think there's the clip of it somewhere.
Is there a clip of that somewhere? There is. I'm sure I clipped it.
Yeah, you clipped it and then copied Mr. Steele in and all of Rota Riot.
You can laugh about it now, though.
Yeah.
As he cuts himself and listens to Linkin Park whilst claiming it's not new metal.
It's funny because it's true.
Oh, I phoned you up and tried to cheer you up today.
Yeah, as you do every day. But I just pick up once a week, just to make. I'm just kidding. I pick up when I'm at my phone. Actually, I called you, didn't I? Today?
You called me back, but I called you first.
So I feel like I'm not going to say that.
No, say it. Come on your high horse.
It feels all too familiar, these kind of arguments, Jack.
Oh. No, you hang up.
Yeah, exactly. Why don't you text me first?
Right, well, why don't you just answer the fucking phone?
No. Oh, never mind. That's the kind of things that my past.
Tony, as the only one who's ever seriously done any racing, have you done any like online virtual simulator racing?
That means knowing how to use a computer.
We tried to get him on, didn't we?
Didn't we buy him Velocidrone? Jack, you bought him Velocidrone, didn't you? But then he couldn't install it. He couldn't figure out what to do.
Yeah, something like that. I just picked up my keyboard and I'm absolutely horrified at the amount of stuff that's come out of it.
Bogies and things like that.
Is this the keyboard where you managed to replace the keys with the wrong keys, and that explains your awesome typing?
No.
Oh, that's a good way of spelling mistakes, isn't it?
Well.
Oh my God, it's gone up again. 347. What's happened?
Ah, that's weird.
Not true.
It's not something we say or something, and then it goes. What happened?
I think it's just broken. It's making us overexcited.
Yeah, I think it's broken as well.
Speaking of which, I've lost the key. I've lost what goes next to Q.
W.
Tab.
Yeah.
QWERTY.
How much do you use that?
Well, I use it quite a lot for writing my name down.
Yeah. I think I use it quite a lot for video games.
I'm searching things to wank to. That's quite useful.
And
I don't
website,
think-
www.
You don't have to search that. I don't think anyone would have searched for that. I think it's pretty
What would
obvious.
you search for then? It's not obvious to me. Maybe trends have changed, Andy. I like to keep on top of the current.
because-
What are the erotic trendings at the moment? I want to know. I don't want to be embarrassed cracking one out to the wrong thing. What if someone found out about it?
I have to be fair, I have to be embarrassed. I don't know. I'd have to type in what you just said to find out.
You literally got nothing to like, Jack. We're over 400 live viewers.
No, nothing.
Light your hair. Set your fucking hair on fire, for fuck's sake.
I've got
That's brilliant.
That's the best you're gonna get. Oh dear. I was just going to encourage
I think I could light something, maybe.
sex bots. Have you got anything to light?
Yeah, if anyone who's watching has enjoyed the general nonsense, please do click like.
And subscribe because
And the bell end icon.
I've got some sparklers.
Or if you really, really like it, then you can go to patreon.com and sign up to be a patron. And you get bonus content as well.
We like things.
By the end of this, man, it's going to be 1,000.
It's all right. It's just a work thing, girl. Don't worry. If it gets to
It's off screen. It's off screen, Tony.
Oh, sorry. It's because I'm trying to keep it away from the dog who's at my knees.
Oh,
What the hell?
remove all your clothes if it makes it to 1,000.
All of my clothes. If it makes 1,000, I probably would.
Yes. I'm not touching
I'll
your
hold
belt.
the dog in front of me.
We will have
Warwick
to do
is-
something for virtual mini air show, even if we have to do like Velocidrone online or something, because that was quite fun when we did it, wasn't it? And we could invite people in to mess around with us.
Is there any way to have planes and quads in a simulator?
Yes, but let me get to it, for Christ's sakes. Yes.
Come on, we've got another 3 weeks lockdown. Get on with it.
You would think I've got less time than normal because my wife is here, who is like, "What are you doing right now?" As I'm doing this work. Your work now is the house. That's what I hear.
And she cracks her knuckles, and then when he tries to hoover, she hits him.
If anyone
I
is
hoovered during a conference call. Bad move.
So if anyone's a coder and bored at home, they can go onto GitHub and see the source code, right? And maybe like suggest some things. No? Is that not a thing?
No.
No,
It's closed source.
anally
It's
pretended.
all mine. No one's touching it. I'm just abusing GitHub to distribute the binaries and use it in issue tracking. So there.
Isn't that against that GPL thing or whatever?
It's not under GPL license, fucker.
Yeah.
Just complete control freak. I
Bring it
wish.
A little
I could
bit, maybe.
I'm gonna
back down.
I'm gonna order some. We're gonna order some Kit Kats so I can eat them whole, even though they're gonna make me ill. I'm not gonna snap them.
Well, you're not going to end up on the toilet again, are you?
Well, I haven't left. I've been on antibiotics for a
Oh,
week.
God.
So
Your
I've
poor
literally-
toilet.
So moving on from Jack's bowel movements, Richard Warwick asked about the EASA regs. And
that will produce viewers. Are you sure?
So-
There it goes. And we're dropping like flies.
Is that still
Go
like
on, Frank.
someone's still working on that? Are they?
basically, no.
I
That
was
is
gonna
the
say,
news.
yeah.
They've
That's what I
given up on that. And yeah.
Oh, they did.
I could not be more livid about paying that £9.50 on that very last day. Firstly, they come back in the next week and say, don't worry, we're delaying it for a while. And now look what happens. Nothing is flying ever. And I want my money back.
So- So all the new rules that were coming in July, so i.e. anything that's under 250 grams that has a camera on it would have need registering. Any new quads or any new anything that is put onto the market as a kit or as a almost ready to fly or as a ready to fly or as a fully built thing, all the classifications that those would have to meet and all that kind of thing. There's the kind of lighter categories that can be closer to people and all this kind of stuff. All that kind of thing that was all going to happen in July, that has been delayed by some time. It's at least months. Nobody knows. They'll figure that one out when they get there. But for now, everything stays as it is, and so yeah,
not good.
Carry on as it currently is.
Yeah, I mean,
poor Lewis Stevenson's drone is in a lake with his GoPro. Oh, that's sad.
Do you have any friends with scuba gear that can go get it for you?
Or one of those little ROVs
fishing or something
in the screen.
I'd love to mess with one of those little ROVs. Somebody was playing with it whilst I was on my last tropical holiday. I couldn't really work it out because the water temperature was like 30 degrees C, and they were driving a little ROV about instead of just snorkeling. But they look enormous amounts of fun. I would just love it.
I do like them as well, man. Way like Thunderbird 4 shit, man. I'm well up for that.
Yeah.
Just as a point, just as I've thought about it, to clarify, registration for stuff above 250 grams, to fly stuff above 250 grams, that is still a thing, because that was written into the rules in 2017, and that became so it was like written into the ANO in 2017, actually came into effect in 2000. Oh, it might have been 2018. Either way, years ago, it was written into law. It came into effect in November. There's exemptions for if you're part of the associations, but read the rules from your associations. Otherwise, register. That's still a thing when we can eventually leave the house. But I just don't want to get told off for spreading lies
or spreading the virus.
Or spreading.
So,
the virus.
Have you run out of stuff to print at work? Is
Not
that why you're going to have more free time?
So there's still some of the PPE stuff, still some other things going on that we're doing at the moment at work. So still got some work for the moment, but there's a lot less. So it seems like the London hospitals are kind of have passed their peak, or at least they've got to the peak of their capacity, and so we're not having to do that much more for them. Also, a load of the injection mold tooling and kind of mass production techniques have kind of come online and they've caught up, so they're taking over a lot of the heavy lifting. So you can
sleep now.
I'm allowed to sleep and go home. And
my mum will be relieved because she keeps asking me whether you're all right.
Yep, I am A-okay.
Bless.
Right, I will text my mum and let her know that her little Frank is all right.
Do you want me to text her instead?
Have you got a number? She says the cowboy hat makes you look gay.
Oh, shut up.
He does.
I'm wearing it. I don't care if I look gay or not.
I don't. Well, actually, she didn't say she didn't say you look gay. She said YMCA. That's what she said.
It's about the same.
Yeah, pretty much. I like it. Keeps the sun
That's
out of my
fine.
eyes and it's off my bald head.
No, I'm just saying, for someone who protests at how heterosexual he is, cowboy hat. Go get the cowboy hat now. Will you do?
He's just secure
If
in his
it's 1,000,
sexuality,
I'll
Jack.
put it on, and that's it.
Will you wear it this Friday for your AMA?
I'll put it, what am I doing? What's going to
Answering questions. So Friday on Discord, Tony's coming on, and you can ask him anything.
Are you sure about this Discord thing? It doesn't seem like the most friendly use of everybody. I don't even think Tony knows how to work it, does he?
It's on my computer again.
You
It was on
join-
their pages and then
What
something
time,
comes.
Jack?
I don't know. We have to argue with Tony about what time.
I'll be drunk by 8 p.m. So you better do it before then. Or after
8:30.
if you want more fun.
Featuring Naked Tony.
Yeah, it's up to you.
Copy. Right.
Up
Here
to
we
you.
go. So the link's there. Should we do? What's no, I don't know. 7, 8, 8.
7.
See?
What?
More evidence that Tony doesn't know how to work Discord.
8 o'clock. No, I'm going to put the
Man
link to
who's
this.
older than me tells me this.
8 o'clock.
What? Oh, 7.
7:30. 7:30
7.
in the UK.
But you have to
Tony's-
remind me and set alarms and stuff
Yeah.
for me.
All right. So you just go on, you join that Discord, and you get to see Tony answer. You can ask him anything. His views on 5G death rays, chemtrails,
They're
the
real.
government,
Real.
Trump.
Not real.
Stop.
Listen,
You know
people.
Real.
whether underpants gnomes exist.
Not real.
Any questions you've always wanted to ask. How many girlfriends he's had. That
Not
time.
Favorite types of beer?
IPA.
Yeah. That story about when you crashed your car.
What one was that?
The story about you drinking puddles and licking the roof of your car.
I'm not talking about that.
No,
Jack,
it's
shut up now, otherwise I'm going to start sending pictures of you online. Shut thine gob, or they go
Yeah.
up immediately. I've got it in
Okay.
a special.
I immediately have to ask a question about the puddles and licking the car.
I am going to join this AMA.
Yeah. That's the whole point of the AMA is that you answer anything. It's unlisted. It's only going on Discord. You watch it there and then. When it's finished, it's over. It's gone. You can't get it anymore.
Well, I would join, but who knows how to work Discord? My God, that thing's a nightmare.
Yeah.
How many bodies buried in the woods?
There's only 100 people can. Only 100 people can
100
join
people
using that
buried
link.
in the wood.
What is the most efficient way to cut up a hooker so you can fit her in the backpack and take her to the woods? Tony,
Demonetized.
Bye. Oh, look, this thing's gone down. Look.
Yeah. You know, I don't know whether you want to play some videos of you like doing a bin run.
Can I ask Tony a question now about it?
The bin run was fucking funny.
I wanted to ask about his hammock, but does that have to wait as well?
Yeah, all questions.
Actually, getting some hammock stuff for my garden.
No,
Tomorrow-
you're not allowed to talk about it, Tony. You have to save it for the AMA.
Yeah, AMA, Tony. It's going to be in depth, raw.
That's how
Tony.
it's going to be in depth.
You
It'll be
got
raw.
Where's Danny? Oh,
Some
Funny.
some of the viewers know these in jokes better than me now.
I know.
I have to think
I know.
about them for a bit.
Some of the
It'll
viewer
be
questions.
like, this is your life, dude.
Yeah. You
So,
know
Andy,
what?
if you're not doing builds, what have you got lined up for your channel?
Me?
Me.
Andy?
Well, I figured that there's a lot of I've got a lot of footage of quadcopters and drones, and I thought I wonder if I can like maybe repurpose some of that. A lot of usually I'll post a video and someone will just go this or something or another product like that. That'll not like, you know, hi, I'm such and such or whatever. It's this product or this product, and I'm like, you know, so I could run back through like the Cinewhoops last year were very popular, and toothpicks were very popular last year, and so
like
I thought
tournament.
I thought, well, kind of like which is the best value for money, like you know, say like I think freestyle exploded last year as well over racing. A lot of freestyle people were doing more freestyle builds than race copter builds. So I thought, you know, maybe doing some content on that. But on the other hand, I have got new products such as, you know, the DJI Menace antenna pack. That's come out.
Yeah.
So Greg, our friend,
You might have to get Greg on. Actually, he's got something else up his sleeve that might be interesting for people, and it's good at this sort of time because it's very small. So
small is good. Yeah,
it is very small and it looks very good. So
yeah,
I think maybe I should give him a text after the show.
So tempted to make a Tony penis joke, but I don't want to upset Tony because he's doing the AMA.
Yes.
So if you do the AMA, I will be nice to you, Tony.
Yeah, okay.
But on the other hand, I've got loads of products that came in before certain restrictions were put in place. And technically I can go and fly them. It's just whether I run into any issues, you know, and whether I can do. But I can still fly. I can still make videos. I've got. I'm lucky that that my spotter lives in this house and has an ACERT as well. So you know that's always good to have. But one of the biggest disappointments is I joined a club this year, which I'd have to drive to go and fly at, and we can't fly there basically. It's on a farm and we can't do that. So that was disappointing.
Oh, it's got shut down as well.
Yeah, because
it had a little get together and said, look, we're going to shut it. So fair enough. They shut it.
Yeah, but you know, I'm looking forward to being able to go back there because it is just miles and miles of nothing, which I've never flown or had the opportunity to have before. So want to do some plane stuff, getting to, you know, INAV and stuff is a good time to go and watch Lee's videos. And what was the chat we had on last week? Pavel is his name. Is that how you say it? Jack kept saying it wrong and he didn't know he was being
Pavel,
not Pavel.
Pavel Paskowski.
Can we just call him Meerkat number 6 and have done with it? That works better.
That's racist.
And you read the disclaimer for me.
The fact he lives in Poland and hasn't seen the Meerkat adverts is just. We should show him an advert and say this is how we think of you as a lovely cuddly meerkat.
Meerkats are Russian.
Yeah, I know, but it doesn't mean they
So what's Poland got anything to do with it?
But they don't show the commercials there. That's why it's not heard of me.
I think
it's not like you go out and see a
exclusive.
wild meerkat and it starts speaking in a Russian accent to you.
I think
It's
they're
just
pretty
a
much
pretend
an
commercial.
exclusively UK thing. Apart from there is a version of them in France, but they're animated differently and don't have silly accents.
What? Really?
Yeah, the French meerkats are like they've completely missed the point of why the meerkats are entertaining in any way. Maybe they just don't have the same level of casual racism in France. I don't know, but.
Oh, everybody's hitting the disclaimer buttons tonight, except me. Frank, you know everything. Have you ever thought about going on like The Chase or something like that? I think you'd be great.
The Chase?
Knows everything. What's the chase?
Yeah, I think...
Sorry, I like that. I like that bit. Frank, you know everything. What about this?
I think, you see, the reason why Frank doesn't know what The Chase is because he's the only one out of all of us that doesn't have, he's not at home watching it every single day because
I've
it's
got no idea.
daytime television quiz on TV, isn't
I
it?
don't have a TV license, so no TV for me.
Yeah.
Well,
He would be good on Pointless. No, I think he'd get confused. He'd be like,
What about Countdown? You know Countdown, surely.
no, man. No one can concentrate on Countdown since what's her name is on there.
Yeah,
The bird that took over from Carol Borderman.
Carol Borderman.
No, the new one.
Yeah.
Rachel Riley.
Rachel Riley.
She just had a baby though, so she's dead to me.
Oh,
Wow.
Is that what has to happen?
wow.
Too much baggage now.
Right. Oh.
No comment.
Anyway, there was another question I saw someone ask. Jibber Jabber asked me, what's the guidance for flying if you can walk to your field? Personally, I would say don't put yourself in a position where you might hospitalize yourself, because that would suck. And
police don't like it when you have fun.
there is a bit of that. But if you're in the middle of nowhere and doing like something small on foam, then I guess the risk is fairly negligible. But like, just don't hospitalize yourself.
The thing is, you could hospitalize yourself in the house. So I think you have to get to a certain point of, you could cut your finger badly on a chopping board at home, whilst,
Yeah, but you need to eat. So, chopping food is important.
Yeah, but what if you need to fly because otherwise you're going to stab everyone else in your family? That's quite a risk to.
Yeah, I
Whoa.
Do you know what I mean?
That might be able to be held against you.
Well, I'm not going to stab anyone.
Yet.
Much.
Yeah. Just a little prick.
dear.
He needs help.
Don't tell me the disclaimer's not for you.
Yeah. I'm just trying to lay down low today.
Crawling in my skin.
Right up Jibber Jabber's thing he just posted.
I was just going to say that. This is the thing. Yeah. People spending this much time together. Jibber Jabber. My wife's already threatened to hospitalize me half a dozen times.
Oh.
dear.
Right, should we call it there?
Yeah,
Unless you want it.
I'm upset that we didn't get to 1,000. Maybe next week when the bots return.
Well, I mean, you can get naked if you want, Tony.
No.
No one's there to stop you.
Okay.
I will try. I need everyone. This is a call to action. Everyone go harass David Winterstall and tell him to come on the show.
I want to buy one of his rings, so if he comes on the show, I might buy it.
You want what?
You know how much they cost?
$800.
Yeah, a couple of grand.
Is that what he's doing now, full time, making rings?
I want one of them.
Tony wants David's ring.
I want two, but
he wants two.
So another thing, I just want to take the opportunity to say, there's been a load of thing about doing sky lanterns. Don't do that.
No, don't ever
They're
do
really
that
stupid. What it is you take some fire and you release it to the wilderness. Like, don't do that.
It's so
it sets
stupid.
fire to things, and just now's not the time to just be releasing fire into the world. It's not a good idea.
Biggest killer of owls.
It's like a free flight model, but the model's already on fire.
Yeah. just don't.
Keep the combustion inside the engine, people. If you know what I mean. Thank you, guys. You've been listening to Let's Drone Out. And on that note, I think we're done for this evening, unless you guys want to record a bonus pod for Patreon.
I can't be on here this much longer and tomorrow.
Okay. All right. No worries. So don't forget, tune in at 7:30 tomorrow for Tony's AMA on the Discord. The link's in the chat. I'll add the link to this video when it's done processing. Thank you. Good night. You've been joined by Curry Kitten.
Goodbye.
Andy RC.
Ta-ta.
My little Tony.
Bonjour.
He's my wife. Andrew/Frank.
Night.
And I've been Bright Until I Fly. Thank you very much. Good night.
Bye.
Bye.